What's up, everybody? We are here with Hugo Hurt. Going down right now, mini interview today. Now, Hugo, tell everybody a little bit about yourself. You are not a stranger to the music world. So, where did the name Hugo Hurt come from? Like, how did you build that up to be?
Since I was a kid, I've always been into weapons.
Okay.
I'm an Army brat. I grew up on military bases. I grew up traveling. I lived everywhere from the West Coast to Europe. And, growing up, seeing my dad and all the soldiers around, I became real militant early. So when I was a kid, I was always making weapons or playing with weapons and this and that. So, some of my friends in the neighborhood, he's like, yo, you hurt, you always try to hurt somebody. Every time this and that, da-da-da. So he just started calling me, Kurt the Hurt, my first name, Kurt. And, as I got older, Hugo just came about, because how I move, everybody like, yo, you move like a boss, you do this, and that. Like, I didn't want to say boss, it was so cliche, you know what I'm saying? But, Hugo, fuck it, Hugo Hurt. You know what I mean?
That's what's up. Now, how long have you been doing music?
Recording, seriously and professionally, I would say about 06. I've been into music, and I don't know, probably since I was seriously, probably like 14, actually listening and analyzing and, wanting to mimic styles and being truly influenced, probably since I was 14. I seriously started put my first project out in 06.
Okay, so like in 06, you put your first project out. Now, what was your biggest influence, like when you first started, like, okay, I'm trying to do music? Like, did you have an influential person in the music industry, or was it somebody in your family? Like, what made you?
My biggest influence with music, I would say, was definitely like the going age, you know what I mean? So 96 through 2000, so I was heavily influenced with like, Biggie, that whole Bad Boy, Jay-Z, you know what I mean? And just watching them and how they move, you know what I'm saying? Biggie was, him representing Brooklyn and bringing the East back, him not being nothing other than what he was, being true to himself. Same thing with Jay-Z, as far as how everything he did, with partners, and they did it themselves. You know what I mean? So those were my two influences, and ever since that, as far as musically, writing and music itself, I'm influenced by a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? Because hip-hop is about representing yourself, where you're from, who you are. So I don't listen to one artist expecting to hear something else. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to listen to Lil Boosie expecting Nas. I'm not going to listen to Nas expecting, E40 or something like that. But all of them are, like, the individuals and they're unique in themselves, so I like that. Like, so I use that as my influence to, see how they represent where they're from, their city, their life, their experiences, and that's what I do myself.
Okay. Now, what was the first, mixtape you recorded, or something that you was a part of, as far as was it like a part of a group, or?
Well, we started off. Frontline started off a group. That's the name of our
Frontline Entertainment.
Frontline Entertainment started off as a group. It was myself, cousin Bobby Blaze as well, my cousin Benji, and then Cuts. He started getting into DJing, this and that, and we just had a conversation. We're like, yo, let's do this together. So we went from there and became a company. And I think I had the most passion out of all of us, and I'm the one with the vision. So that's why, I've always spearheaded everything. But we put my first project out, like I said, 06. It was The Great Adventures of Kurt the Hurt. And,
Great Adventures of Kurt the Hurt.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what did that feature, as far as anything that stood out to you?
Well, I got the idea from Slick Rick.
Okay.
He was my
Great.
I can see that. Right. He was one of my best influence from the old school. I mean, I just love how candid and how charismatic he is. He's gangster but suave at the same time. You know what I mean? So I got the idea from that. But what I did in that project was it was a story. It was me starting off in California and working my way back to New York, all the way back to Buffalo, and I was on different beats that was most known in those parts of the country.
Okay.
So the song started off. It was I was on Will Smith's beat from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Okay.
That was the first song, and then by the time we got to Buffalo, it was all original music, and all of that was produced and engineered by AIO. You know what I mean? My cameraman was going on. But everything was in-house, and that was my first project, and we did. That's when I really got my promotion game on. That's when I really got I went from just knowing me, people who knew me personally, to the whole city, like, yo, who's Kurt the Hurt, who's Kurt the Hurt? We blinked the city with posters, and we just kept hitting them with parties and shows and block parties and concerts, everything. We stayed on their head until I had a little life interruption.
Okay, now what was the, life interruption that,
Um,
that messed up? Well, not messed up everything, but you had to take a stop
Yeah.
from what you was doing,
took
right?
a little pause. I did an internship in criminal justice.
Okay. The internship in criminal justice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was that?
It was very enlightening. It was very enlightening.
Now, did it change your life for the better?
Yeah,
Or-
definitely so.
Okay.
Not saying that I needed that.
Right.
You could send me a memo that I learned everything from the memo.
Mm-hmm.
But with that, that's why I first started to really study law. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Prior to that, I always say the way of laws as far as like gun laws, traffic laws, and this and that. When I was in there, I learned criminal law. I learned criminal procedure. I studied all of that when I was there.
Mm-hmm.
I learned about health, anatomy. That's when I learned about fitness and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
I learned about prevention of conflicts, you know what I mean? Dealing with people in there. I learned about conversation. I learned there's no need to argue when I'm right, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And a lot of things, and I also when I was in there, that's when I became more aware of myself,
Mm-hmm.
more aware of esoteric knowledge, you know what I mean? Universe, things of that nature. So I became conscious when I was there too.
Now, did it impact your music in any way? Like after you came out, like did you like, I gotta put out this track? Did you do any writing in there? How did you, was it impactful as far as like, your music career?
Yeah, I mean, I met some real good dudes when I was in there. And I mean that I plan on working with like very soon. And while I was in there, I haven't even touched none of the books that I wrote when I was in there. I had to write probably at least 7 notebooks worth of songs, raps, things of that nature. Like I haven't touched none of that yet. Like so, I'm just waiting until I have the proper audience, so that the music that's in there, since it's a deeper, it goes coming from a deeper place, it can be properly received.
Okay, now you said audience. Now, what is your target audience when you speak of like your music? Like, who are you making this music for? Like, who would you say is your target audience? Like, I'm making this music for so and so. For anybody that's listening, I'm making this for them. Like, who would you say?
I would say, man, because I'm someone like I really consider myself an artist. I mean, I'm taking life and creating it. I'm taking my life and putting it into music. So I would say anyone who enjoys authenticity in music. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a hip hop head. I'm from hip hop. I represent hip hop. Everything about me is hip hop. And like I represent a certain type of dudes. I represent dudes who, you know what I mean, grew up in the streets, who are from the streets, but take initiative in being influential in the young men that's around us. You know what I mean, take initiative in, showing pride about everything we do, where we're from. Like just because you're from here doesn't mean you have to stay there. You know what I mean? Just because you're from here don't mean this is the only thing that defines you. You know what I mean? Like I take pride in being like, conscious of finances, conscious of self, conscious of heritage and all that, and not just I'm a conscious rapper. I'm from down the way. Like I represent down the way dudes. I represent real dudes who don't fabricate nothing in their music. There's no fabrication. There's no exaggeration. I mean, I'm talking about my life and those who live the life I live. But with that also, it's like I'm growing as a person, so I want to incorporate that in my music also.
Okay. Now, what is Rich Bum? What is that about? Like,
matter of fact, I bought one. Yeah. You a Rich Bum now too?
Thank you.
I mean, that's our new imprint under our Kelson company, which also makes self-employed.
Okay.
There you go. So you good for the weekend now.
Thank you. And these, you know what I mean? I really rocking the baby blue.
Yeah, I figured you would like that.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So what's the self-employed about? Like what?
Once again, myself and my friends, we are people who are, self-employed, and we have entrepreneur mind, entrepreneur spirit, and that's what idea self-employed came from. Myself and my cousin, we always been into fashion and being unique and original with the things we wear, and self-employed is just to inspire the spirit of entrepreneurship. And I mean, a lot of times when as far as the Rich Bums, you might see a dude, you might catch me one day looking like this, hopping out of something crazy. The other day you might catch me with the beat down Tim's on out the hoopty, looking like I'm asking for change, but I'm working on my house, I'm leaving work, I'm doing whatever. I mean, a lot of times you see people, they may not be the flashiest dressed, but they might have the bigger pockets. You know what I mean? Definitely. That's what that Rich Bum is about. It's like, sometimes you got to put that work in. There's a lot of Rich Bums out here.
Okay. Now, is there like a website that people could like buy the shirts from right now?
You get the website, kelsonco.com.
Okay.
And also with myself, my website is going to be out hugohurt.com. And you'll be able to go there and get everything Hugo Hurt. You can learn about everything that's going on. You'll be able to see all my music. It's going to be one place to see everything about Hugo Hurt. Music, videos, interviews, clothing, upcoming shows, everything. Hugo Hurt. HugoHurt.com and kelsonco.com, so you can get your self-employed and your Rich Bum.
Okay. Now, Hugo, how do you feel about like the music scene like in Buffalo? Like Buffalo, we're growing right now. You know, our market is getting bigger. But like, what do you feel like Buffalo needs in order for things to take it to the next level, the next step in the music industry, like entertainment for that matter in general? But what do you think Buffalo needs?
Buffalo needs a radio station that's gonna play local artists.
Okay. Now you feel like the radio station now, 93.7, they just...
I see right now they're trying to do a little initiative with,
Okay.
like, you know what I mean, local artists having, I guess, a competition to get their songs in regular rotation. But it's like, and you know, whoever, you know what I mean, put that, spearheaded that, you know, big ups to them, and I hope that, you know, a lot of artists get some airplay off of that. But the reason why Buffalo and many other cities don't have a music industry or doesn't have a foot in the major music industry because they don't play local artists. Like, you go to Houston, you go to Atlanta, you go to Miami, you go to New York City, all these places that have, you know, a stronghold on the music industry is because they have artists there that are able to build a fan base, able to build a foundation, and the record companies are able to say, hey, if this person can get this many plays on the radio, they can sell this many records by themselves independently. We put money behind them, they can grow. We know that this is a sure bet. Over here in Buffalo, like, you know, you got artists, like, now actually we have the internet so you can track views and things of that nature. Prior to that, like, off my first project, there's no reason why if I was in another city I would already blew. But because we have Buffalo here, because we're here in Buffalo, and at that time we had DT, and you know, he used to play me on the radio as much as possible. But you know, 1-2 times a week, and even with DJ Bandana Black, shout out to Bandana Black, doing all he can for local artists. I mean, he's played me on the radio many times since I come home on any song I've given him. But you know, getting one song played between 12 and 2 on a Saturday, you can't really build a buzz off of that. You know what I mean? So it's like our radio station is what cripples us here as local artists. You know what I mean? It's on us to make good music, but at the same time, like, what we gonna do with it if they don't hear you, you know?
I definitely understand that because, you know, it's definitely tough for anybody in, you know, entertainment in general to just, you know, build up here because it's like we lack a lot. And, you know,
foundation.
We definitely need some more, like, you know, help in doing so.
Wow.
So as far as you marketing yourself, what do you do to market yourself, like, you know, other cities, you know, other than Buffalo?
Well, right now, that's what the website's gonna be about.
Okay.
Like, when I put my first project out, there was no really internet. So, like, everything was analog, everything was tangible. You know, you had to meet a person, you had to be in their face. They would have to see the poster and go to a record store where it was there. I mean, now it's like, you know, you can have somebody fly it. You got YouTube videos of you on SoundCloud or whatever, they can go there and see it. So, my plan is, like, you know, making sure everything and I'm extremely accessible on the internet via Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all Hugo Hurt, and, you know, HugoHurt.com too. So that, you know, if I'm in another city and I'm putting up flyers, posters, whatever, a person can go to, like, damn, who's this dude? I've seen this poster 4 times. I've seen this flyer on my car. Let me see who's whatever him. And then they can go there and then, you know, they can start the movement. They can join the line.
I see you do, like, you know, a little bit of ciphers, you know, a couple rounds. Now, what's that about? Like, who organizes that?
That was all Hugo Hurt.
That was all you? That was all you? Okay.
That was all Hugo Hurt. Definitely assisted by my boy AIO. But I just had the idea, like, you know, one thing, that's another thing for marketing. Like, I went to school for business. I mean, I studied marketing. I have a natural knack for marketing. And, you know, cross-promotion is essential, especially when dealing with artists. That's why people do collaborations. And so I figured the ciphers, you know, at that time, you know, the BET ciphers were real popular. And ciphers is, you know, I mean, something essential in MCing and hip-hop. You know what I mean? Not just rapping. A lot of people just rap. But in hip-hop, ciphers are essential. That's when you sit there and sharpen your sword, like with other MCs. So with that, I was like, you know, I just went and snatched up other serious artists, some I was familiar with, some I wasn't, who was making a buzz, and I threw together different rounds, and I used that as a platform to promote the shirts. You know, you see everyone was self-employed, and it was able for people, you know, us to share each other's fan bases. And the thing about it too, it created a consistency. Like, it's hard to build a movement without consistency. So I had the ciphers coming out every other week. So people had something to look forward to every other week. Like, you know, there's Hugo Hurt and such and such. Hugo Hurt and this guy. Hugo Hurt and Absolute. Hugo Hurt and Eastside E. Hugo Hurt and Thowie. This and that. So they're like, oh, Thowie my dude. Oh, Eastside. Oh, this and that. Oh, they was following Hugo Hurt and they like, who is this guy? Who is that guy? And still to this day, almost every day I'm out, I bump into somebody like, what's up with the Cyphers, So I'm gonna have them come back, but I just been focusing on myself and my music. So we about to put that out right now.
Okay. Now, how many rounds did you do with the Cyphers so far? Like
Eight.
Okay,
rounds.
8 rounds. So the last one was the 8th one.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've been focusing on yourself, like after that.
Yeah, I'm life too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
life,
like getting houses together, owning houses, business, making sure them pockets is right. You know what I'm saying?
Entrepreneurs material.
Real life.
Gotcha.
I mean, grown man shit. Like a lot of dudes don't understand what being a grown man is. That's like handling your responsibilities for yourself and your family. I mean, you gotta be able to stand on your own 2 feet. And not that I never did stand on my own 2 feet, but I mean, once you like getting up in the late 20s, early 30s, man, you need to be working on owning your own house, owning your own property, you know what I'm saying? If you're not in a career, you need to be working towards one or starting a business or something, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. I took time to step off just to handle real life. Not that my music isn't real life, that's a real part of my life, but I had to, get my foundation right, and now we back at it.
Okay, I hear you. Now, nowadays, like, you got new projects coming up, you got new Hugo Hurt stuff. Talk about that. What is new that's coming up?
I said at HugoHurt.com. A bunch of features, videos, and then finally getting all the touches right on my project, The Conception. Been working on this for a while. That's gonna be the name of the project, The Conception. And
now, what's that about? Like, do you have anything like as far as a theme that's gonna be on right now, or?
Yeah, I mean, well, The Conception basically, like, before anything can happen, you have to have a concept. You gotta have an idea. You gotta imagine it. You know what I mean? That's where it starts. So the idea of me making music, the idea of me having, a record label, the idea of me representing Buffalo, the idea to plan all of this starts in the mind. You know what I'm saying? So that was the concept. And so The Conception is the beginning of that. I mean, that's like the first thing I'm about to put out as far as the new direction I'm going. So that's what's The Conception.
Now, if you could collab with anybody, anybody that's doing music right now, who would it be?
Locally or?
Anybody.
Anybody?
Yes, anybody. So that's a lot of range.
I would say 2 people. Of course, like, Jay-Z. I would say as far as on the R&B side, I would love to work with Erykah Badu.
Erykah Badu? Yeah, she's definitely dope.
I would love to work with Erykah Badu. And, I guess the epitome of MCing, you would love to get a feature from like Jay or Nas or somebody, the 2 top MCs. I definitely would love to work with Slick Rick. And there's a couple of things that's in the works. I ain't gonna say too much.
Okay. Keep that on a hush.
Yeah. Some things about to happen. Make sure y'all stay tuned. Stay in the loop. Get in the loop. Stay in the loop.
In the loop. Now, how do you feel about music today? Like, as far as hip hop, a lot of people, they have a lot of people who have different styles as far as like what they're liking right now. The Fetty Wap, Young Thugs, and it's people that like J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar. Like, where are you at with all that?
I personally can appreciate a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing about music, people got to keep in mind, like, music is entertainment. You need to be entertained. Like, you're not going to necessarily go to the club and play too much J. Cole or Kendrick or Nas. Like, you listen to them when you want some insights or inspiration. You want to think. Not saying that they can't entertain you, but like, you go to the club, you trying to turn up. You
trying to turn up.
You like, like,
you trying to hear all that right now.
Right, like this week,
in the crib.
I think I paid every bill in the world this week. So like, I'm trying to listen to some Fetty Wap and some Young Thug. And it's crazy because like, a lot of people, they listen to some of these artists that are not as socially conscious or don't talk about things that are really matter. You should say it's basically all turn up and pop this, pop that, which is that's not the life I live. I don't really do no drugs like that, but some people do. Like, but I'm at the point where I understand what life is. Life is about, whatever makes you happy. Enjoying it. So like, yes, the commercially, the things that we hear all the time on the radio is a lot of negative images, a lot of negative energy, this and that, and I wish that we could have more so of a balance of positive energy, positive information, consciousness, socially conscious. Because some of these artists, if you ask them what's going on or how they feel about it, they got nothing for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and also as artists, we got to realize, like, a lot of people don't want to take responsibility. Like it or not, you're a role model. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a role model, like it or not.
Role model to somebody.
You're a role model to somebody, you know what I'm saying? Be it if it's of ignorance or if it is of intelligence. So it's like, you got to know that. So it's like, it just needs to be a balance. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear some J. Cole, some Nas. And sometimes I want to hear some Fetty and some 50. You know what I'm saying? So it just needs to be a balance. But I can appreciate a little bit of everything.
Okay. How do you feel about, like, you know, newer artists like Designer that, you know, a lot of people say, like, oh, you know, he sound like Future, so, you know, a lot of people not liking him, but then, you know, he has, like, the #1 hit in the country, you know, so it's just like a catch-22. How you feel about that?
I mean, it kind of is what it is. Like, when I was listening to a lot of Future before Designer came out.
Did you think that was him?
I knew it wasn't.
Okay.
I knew it wasn't.
Because the thing is, like, you know, a lot of people thought, like, Rich Homie Quan was Future at one point, you know? No, people really thought that.
I mean,
but then after a while,
yeah.
they caught on to his voice just like they're catching on to Designer.
See, like, the thing about me, like, I'm an MC, so I listen double deep. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm not somebody who just listens on the surface. So I was able automatically to pick up on the different diction and the voices and all this and that. So I knew from the jump Designer wasn't Future, and I knew Rich Homie wasn't. I knew they was all new artists. I was extremely surprised when I found out Designer was from New York. He was from Brooklyn. But within the same amount of minutes as I figured out that was him, and I was surprised, I realized, like, you know, once I found out he was like, what, 18, 19, 20, some shit like that.
Yeah, like 19, 20.
He's a shorty, so his influences lately have been Future. Even though he's from New York, he's 19, he wasn't growing up listening to Nas, Jay, Biggie, and all that. He's been listening to Future, Rich Homie, and whoever, Wayne, and all these dudes, so I can see his influences. And if that is his voice and that's how he talks and speaks and whatever, then, you know, it's him being him. I mean, but his influences being 18 to 20 for the last 5 years, and that's when you usually become awakened. Who you are is between 14 to 20 something. They've been influenced by Future in Atlanta rap.
All right, Hugo, is there anything that you want anybody to know before we, you know, wrap things up? You know, you told them about your website, Self-Employed, Rich Bum, everything, the ciphers. Y'all gotta check them out. Anything else you want him, you want to know?
I mean, if y'all haven't seen the ciphers, go check out the ciphers. Season 1, Cypher Saturday. From round 1 to round 8, like, you know, everybody was on there spitting, man. Everybody, like, from Doughboy Key to Dave Bell to freaking, I got Ballistic, man, on there. Thugs, man. Future, Eastside E, Vertigo, Michelle Visa, like, everybody went on these ciphers. Like, you know what I mean? Everyone took it seriously and went. So, like, if you into hip hop, if you want to see some good local music, go check out the ciphers, type in Cypher Saturday, or just go to YouTube, type in Hugo Hurt, HUGOHURT. Watch my other videos too. I got a cover with Katy Perry too that was fire. Shout out to Diggs for shooting that video, this thing. And I mean, just go get in the loop, man. If you're not in the loop, get in the loop. You should have been in the loop. Why is you not in the loop? Get in her loop. Let them know where you could be found at.
QueenTV.com, music, entertainment, culture. Get at me.
You know what I'm saying? Stay in the loop. Look out for my boy AIO. My boy Doughboy Q is shaking. You probably gonna see a part of this at the end of one of his videos or my videos. And I mean, go see him. And I don't want to say support me. Don't support me, man. I'm gonna make shit you gonna like and just like it. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that. I don't need people to support me. If you like it, like it. You rock with it, rock with it. If you don't, something wrong with you. That's it. You know what I mean? I'm man. Hugo Hurt, stay in the loop.